Nikki Lang. Come
The
on,
one and
dude.
only.
Come on. Welcome to my world. Welcome to Mutual
I'm
Connections.
so excited.
Come on.
I'm Chris. I mean, we were just talking about LinkedIn lore before we hit record, and it's like this is the epitome of LinkedIn lore, okay?
100.
Because you and I already know each other,
Yes.
right? Like deeply, and yet
Deeply.
we've never actually met face to face.
Yes. No. Which honestly, man, that's why I created the Mutual Connection space. Like our
It's
silly
so cool.
slogan is like, dude, connecting beyond the post. And we already
Yeah,
just
I love it.
exchanged, like, there's several people that are inside of our close circuit that's like, dude, I talk to her every day. Man, this guy, we're always gassing each other up. And so, come
Yeah.
on, dude.
It's so
I
fun.
love it.
It's so fun. I mean, it's also very incestual because I'll go to like other people's posts and look at their comments and I'm like, "Oh, it's all the same people." Like we're all so insular that sometimes we need to break out of
I
our little
know.
bubble.
I know.
I'm like, "Is LinkedIn more than these 250 people I interact
Right?
with every other day?"
Right?
I don't
Well,
know. How
dude,
do
we
how do
show up for each other so
Yeah, for
hard,
sure.
man. It's like just
Yeah.
this unspoken, like, dude,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
look, I promised myself that I was gonna try and not just make this whole thing about me complimenting you. And I'm really gonna,
I'm absolutely okay with that if that's where you want this to go.
yeah. Oh, like just shower you the whole time. Cause
Yeah,
dude, I
just like
have an
just
arsenal.
words of yeah, words of affirmation is my love language.
Yeah.
So like the
Okay.
more you wanna just pour
Maybe
out, like
I'll
I'm
lean
here for
into
it.
it. But I always say, like, I was even talking to Lindsay Rios about this. I said, like, you don't understand. By the time that I started LinkedIn, it was right in that transition from like very business, only talk about the company to like pretty weird. But
Yeah,
there was like this essence of really keeping value into what you're posting and still being like authentic, genuine human. And you, Nikki Lang, legit the first person who like gave me a shot, you know? Like you leave
well, that's
comments
so
on people's
nice.
thing and they're like,
Yeah,
hey, thumbs up, that was a great. But like you were the first person who's like, yo, bro, I see you're just starting out. I think you DM me at one point. You're like, dude, just keep it up. You're doing great, whatever the heck. And so, bro, I rock with you so hard. Like, you
oh
really
my
were an
god,
inspiration behind the
Chris.
craziness it's turned into.
That's so nice and so valuable for me to hear because it's so easy to forget why we linked in the first place
Yeah.
because there's so much noise and there's so much active like I've been dragged, I've been hated on,
Yeah. I seen you on
and
the
I
Reddit lunatics. Come on.
oh
You
yeah,
made, you made
there's like
some showcases
I'm
there.
a
Let's
regular
go.
on in Reddit in Reddit land, but, we forget that the reason why at least I started showing up here in the first place was to connect with other sellers, to remind sellers that they're not alone,
Yeah.
to just, commune in our misery, if you
No,
will,
for
and not feel
sure.
so crazy, and those are my people, and those are the people that get me and, like, they ride so hard for me and vice versa, and we have created this very special community, and like we were saying before we hit record, I mean, my legit best friends, as embarrassing as that might sound, have come from LinkedIn over the past year and a half,
Yeah.
and we talk every day, and we commiserate on, like, the struggle of it all, of being back to back in meetings, trying to show up, like, this my post is flopping,
Right.
like, all of the just internal chaos and unknown and self-doubt, like, when you have a community that absolutely rides for you and understands you, it's so
It's
and it just
fire.
overshadows all of the little nitpicky naysayery things that can, like,
Yeah.
get very distracting at times.
No, 100%. 100, like, even dude from the outside, like, obviously you just got back from New York. I want to get into that a little bit, but even without me saying anything, I was like, man, I know that I'm gonna see a picture with her and my boy Dom. I know that they're gonna, I know she
Yeah.
knows he's at, and
That
like,
was in
just
Boston.
these little
Yeah,
things, you know?
yeah,
And I think that's the beauty around it. And again, just going back to, it is a lot of banter. It's a lot of silliness, and that's where like the relationships are fostered. But at the same time, like, you are bringing heat to the timeline. I couldn't tell you how many posts I would just copy and paste that you've made and then put it in
so
my
nice.
internal teams to be like, hey, look,
Wow.
Nikki dropping some knowledge on this is how you break into new markets. This is how you try and stand out. Like, stop trying to be like everybody else type of thing. And so it's just such a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, bro. It really is. Gosh.
Yeah, I you know, it's really easy to start doubting w- what I'm doing here and if it even matters. And so, like, always coming back to that why.
Yeah.
Just over and over and over again because even now, after it's only been a year of me posting regularly. That's
No
it.
way.
August of 2024 is when I started. And, sometimes like I go back and I look at my content from when I first started and I look at it now and I ask myself, like, how far off from that am I becoming more contrived? Am I becoming more guarded
Mhm.
because I know there's so many people watching me just like and there's a little pocket hoping that I mess up, you know? Has that affected my willingness to be open and vulnerable and constantly reminding myself that, the people that I came here for in the first place, like they still value what I have to say.
100.
So I just like always recalibrating because it's
No,
really easy to like get sucked
I
into
get it.
different
No,
pathways.
I for sure get it. But dude, like that's one of the things is like staying on the post is you really are so vulnerable. And that's why I think that I love a lot of what you do put on the timeline, especially because one, you call yourself out. Like you had like some big contract meeting or whatever, and you're like, dude, I
Yeah.
totally just dropped this. And
My
I
God, I
think
dropped the
you
ball
turned it
so bad
around.
on
I
that.
saw,
I did.
you
I turned it around.
updated us.
I did.
But that's what I mean is like, there's all this like, "Oh my god, I made President's Club. Oh my
Oh, the
god, I'm the
preaching?
next big thing," but there's
Yeah.
not enough
The
of
preach
yeah, the real person type of stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, the preaching from the pulpit
Yeah,
thing on LinkedIn, like, I don't like to talk a lot of shit about LinkedIn because I think that too many people
right.
are so negative about LinkedIn
I
in
love
general,
it.
but most days I do too. But the preaching, right, from the pulpit where, like, I am God's gift to sales, and if you just do what I do, you too can be as great as I am. Like, I cannot even if I do think that I'm great at sales, which some days I do, some days I don't, I never want like, there's always room for improvement. There's always a better way to do things.
Yeah,
There's always new techniques to learn and sharpen your skills, and I never wanna come across as like, "You too can be as great as me if you follow these steps 1, 2, and 3."
yeah,
Like, so I wanna show that even after a 15 plus year in sales and studying sales process and go-to-market strategy and being a nerd in the space, I'm constantly learning and I still make mistakes.
yeah,
And, so much of the pain that sellers feel is this pressure to be perfect and outperform everyone and themselves and exceed these numbers. And that pressure becomes unbearable, and it's very, very easy to feel alone in that. Like, am I the only one that feels this way? So, my whole point of showing up on LinkedIn is to show sellers that they are not alone, that it's okay to be human, that actually your humanity is what can be your edge
that's
in
the
sales and
driver.
differentiate you. Yeah.
Yes.
And people so much rather buy from just a normal ass human than like this perfectly polished scripting, bot.
Yeah,
So, like, we're done with that.
yeah. No, bro, I love it, dude. Thanks so much for hanging out with
But
me.
because when I read your book, Chris,
Come on.
I was like, "Did I write this?" It was literally I was the whole time like, "Yes, yes, yes." And I just wanna say, for the record, Chris sent me his book, but he never asked me to post about it, right? So,
Just
like,
it was a
you were just like,
token of appreciation because, like I said, you were the first person that rocked with me, and I was like, "Dude, if
"Wow,
I could
that's amazing."
just see that I did this." Like, I just wanted
And
the mother of BDRs to be proud of your boy. That's all I was looking for.
I'm so,
So, I
so fucking
appreciate
proud, man.
that, Nick.
I'm telling you, like, we need more of that. And that's when, like, I ask myself, am I repeating what other people say? Because there's other voices in the space that talk about mindset and sales and showing up and using your humanity and all of that. But there's not enough of us, and we all say it in a little bit different way
Mhm.
or coming from a little bit different perspective. And obviously coming from a woman's voice, I think is very important in this space. And so, Even if you think that what you have to say has already been said, like the industry still needs to hear it from you
Yeah.
because you will deliver it in a different way and it will land in a different way with the audience that resonates with you.
No, for sure.
So kudos on the book,
Dang,
man.
dude. Thank you,
What a
bro.
huge accomplishment.
Thank you. I have to say, I felt hypocritical actually releasing it. And I'll tell you why.
Hey,
Is because similar to what you were saying about like, oh, the buy my course people, the I know everything, and
yeah,
those kind of pedal preachers, like the whole premise of that book, like in the epilogue or the beginning, I said, dude, I have no idea what I'm talking about. And
which is what makes it
the
great
premise is like, dude, don't listen and follow to
to me or anyone
exactly
else.
what I'm saying, but it's like, dude, just so you know, this is some of the stuff that worked for me. And if you could take one nugget from that, then bro, that's the game. Then we win. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
And that's what I think allows people to listen more openly. When we say this is just one way of doing things, this is one perspective, and that's what I try and say in my content. It's like there's a million ways to win.
yeah,
So if anyone's ever telling you that their way is the right way, that's a red flag,
big time.
right? So I think the fact that you're like, "Hey, this is just my experience," and share that and take from it what you can use, like that's the art of
That
it.
was the pocket for sure.
You did good.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man. Come on.
you
All
did
right.
good.
Enough about me. I want to talk about forgive me because I'm going to go into your past a little bit, but
My god, this is so
everybody
exciting.
just so that everybody knows the severity, I got to rattle off who we're talking to right now in
Okay,
full
okay.
detail. We are talking to Nick, the prospecting seller, Nick, the thinking seller, the nuanced seller, the seeing seller, Nick, the panelist, Nick, the podcaster, Nick, the woman in tech sales, Nick, the New York, I'm about to shop my brains out Lang, and most
That happened.
importantly, your LinkedIn friend, Nikki Lang. That's who we're sitting
Yes,
down with today. Like
yes,
that's how monster
yeah.
this is.
Oh my god, the sign-offs.
Dude, when did that happen? Because
Oh my
there's a
god.
couple where like you miss it
I'm, like,
and I'm
sweating
like,
right now.
dude, Nick, where's the sign off? Like, don't worry, girl, I got
No,
you.
sometimes I can't come up with a sign-off and I'm like, "Just ship it."
Yeah.
I can sit here for 10 minutes trying to think of a sign-off and I'm like, "Just ship it."
And there
I
was
can't.
15 more that I could have read, just so we're
No,
clear.
there's hundreds, but I get called out every time I don't sign off now, I get called out by someone. They're like, "Just Nick?
Who are we
What do you
talking
mean
to?
just Nick?
Who is this person?
Which Nick is this?" So, the sign off started, honestly by accident. Like, I think I started signing my first ones Nick,
Mhm.
and the reason I did that is because my very close friends call me Nick.
Mm.
You know, my birth name is Nicole,
Okay,
my nickname is Nikki, in my inner circle, my homies call me
got
Nick.
it.
And I wanted I wanted the audience or whoever was reading my post to feel like they were getting that version of me. I
Mhm.
wanted them to feel like they were in the inner circle. So I just started with Nick, and then I don't even remember the first one or why I did it. It was like Nick the something something seller. And then I was just like, "What if I do that again?" And then it turned into, like,
Dude,
an
I love
everyday
it.
thing.
I love it.
And now I'm not taking all of the credit, but I have seen more and more
Well,
sign-offs
there's a lot
that,
now.
like
No, there's a
right?
lot now. Girl,
I've
I
been
seen it.
seeing more sign-offs, and I'm like, "Whatever, it's all good, like, you all can use it."
No, I love it.
But one of my things that I say about me is I am a lot of things. Like, I am not one I don't like labels, I don't like boxes, so I've tried to think of, like, my bio on Instagram, like, 1,000,000 times. It's
Mhm.
like, I have so many first of all, I'm, like, severely ADHD, so I have so many interests and so many passions, and then I'm like, "I should probably turn this into a business." So, like, one time someone told me, they're like, "Nikki, you don't have to turn everything that you like into a business." And I was like, "Wait, really?" Like, I
I don't
was, like,
need that type of
I was like
negativity in my life.
I had never even considered that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I try to figure to if I could just in a sentence describe who and what I am, it's absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
I am a lot of
No, but
things.
that's the magic
So,
of you, dude. Come on.
well, so part of the sign off is like, we are all so dynamic and we are all such complex creatures. We are all so much more than simply a seller or a buyer. One of the things that like, one of my pet peeves is when everyone just puts, like, prospect into a bucket. Like, "That's my prospect." I'm like, "No, that's Diana, and she has 3 kids and 2 cats, and she woke up late this morning, and she was rushing to the office, and her boss is putting all this pressure on
She's
her to
having a
get this
rough
figured out."
day, all right?
And make the right decision, and if she screws up, this is it, like, it could cost her her job, and her family depends on her, and, like, literally, that's where my brain goes with every single prospect that I talk to, and that's probably some sort of sickness, but I think it's made me really good at my
No, it
job.
makes you
Because, I'm like, "Who is the human that you are talking to right now, and do you actually give a shit?"
about
Right? Like, that is actually my secret sauce in sales is legitimately giving a shit about the person that I'm talking to and trying to help make their job and their life easier and make them look good. Make them look good to their boss, make this decision a no-brainer, right? Like, set up a situation where they can't lose. And how the hell did we get on this tangent?
Yeah, I don't know, man, because that's what mutual connections is, dude. We just run down the tangents. But it's a brilliant segue into one thing that you did turn into a business. And I feel like everybody's getting a free course right here. Let's talk a little bit about mindset in sales.
Yeah,
When you
let's talk
first
about it.
posted that, I tell you, my gut thought was like, God, this is so long overdue, dude. Like, you're compartmentalizing and organizing the crazy into an actual sales coaching. Like, how has that
Yeah.
experience been for you?
Yeah, it's been incredible, and I do wanna talk about it because it's when I first entered the space talking about mindset and sales, there was maybe one other person that someone was like, "This person also talks about mindset," and it was, like, a very obscure creator who I'd never heard of before, and honestly, I haven't really heard of since.
Nah.
And so I felt like there was this very big, wide space of like, why is no one talking about this? Like, this is crazy to me that we're all out here struggling. And the reason I know that is because I'm very embedded in the community. We're all about to hit 40. We've all been in sales for over a decade, and we're all like, is this what I'm really doing with my life?
Yeah.
Like, there's always these moments of, like, how did I get here? Did I actively choose this? And if I'm not happy, I don't see a way out because the golden handcuffs are real. We make a lot of money. We don't really have any other skills other than, like, being really good at talking to
Yeah.
people. And so it's like, how do I parlay this into something else if I'm genuinely struggling or not happy? And that's where this whole concept of what mindset and sales was born from, which was you don't have to change your job, you just have to change your mind.
Mm,
And if you can change your mind, you can stay in the job and not only survive, but actually enjoy it
dang.
and thrive and use it as a channel to connect and spread light and love and purpose. And so that was sort of the hypothesis, and it was my own experience and what I was talking about in my circle, so I was like, more people probably could, like, relate to this.
Yeah.
I started posting about it with no agenda. I knew that, like, I'd love to turn it into something, but when I first started posting and it came hot out the gate, like, there was no everyone's like, "How did you build your personal brand?" I'm like, "Bro, I have no
Yeah.
idea. I just showed up and people were like,
Still
"Yes,
learning, but hey,
whatever this is, like, we want more of that." So I was like, "Okay, here we go." But, like, everyone kept asking me when I first started, "What are you gonna turn this into? What are you gonna turn this into?" And I all of a sudden felt all this pressure to, like, monetize, operationalize, businessize
yeah.
my LinkedIn content, you know? To the point where I hired a coach, like a business operations coach, spent thousands of dollars and, like, never even like, used it at all because it was way too early. I needed to do more exploration to figure out what this was all gonna turn into,
Mhm.
but I was trying to force it into something because I was getting all this pressure of, like, How are you gonna monetize this?" You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, if you go way back, you'll see for, like, 2 weeks, I was offering, like, a free course, a free ebook, like, these different, like, lead magnets and, like, trying different things, and then I was like, "Screw all of that. I just wanna keep showing up." Like, genuinely and fully myself
Yeah.
without an ulterior motive. And so I just kept showing up, and then someone asked me, "Hey, do you do coaching?" And I was like, "Hmm, sure.
Bet
You
I
wanna
bet
pay
I
me
could.
to talk to me? Yeah, I'll do that." So then I opened up coaching, and that just took off to a point where I had to, like I had to cap it, and I had to, unfortunately, let go of a lot of clients because my job now is so demanding that I don't have the capacity to do the coaching that I would love to do, and I get a lot of joy and satisfaction out of
No,
coaching.
for sure.
I'm still figuring it all out. Y
I think that's the most beautiful thing, Nick, is that like, and then it goes back to a comment you made is, people on the platform, they have this persona that of like perfection, like, oh, I've got the
Yeah.
perfect cold email. I've got the perfect, this is your strategy. But I think that the real magic is the continued learning and still trying to figure it all out. And I just want to go back to mindset real quick is that you're right. You have such a unique pocket in terms of a service because
Mhm.
it's not coaching like, "Hey, this is how you start a cold call."
Tactics.
It's like,
Yeah.
there's so many of us, to be fair, including myself, like, I know you and I have young kids, we got beautiful family, got house, and in sales, you do kinda almost accidentally get locked into this persona where it is high stress, dude. Like, we're in a results driven, and so to have support like yours, or even just go into your timeline for, like, gentle refreshers that, it doesn't have to be just this. It is a mindset shift. And,
Mhm.
you can explore other things that still kind of build and harness this universe where, you know, God forbid there's a little bit of passion in your life about something as well. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan, dude. It's sick.
Totally. A couple of people have, like, in the comments said, like, basically that I'm a sales therapist, and that's
That
basically kind of what
that
I
was
am.
it
Like, when
feels
you're
kind of spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, like, when you're feeling on the edge, you're teetering on the brink of burnout or just total self collapse, self-doubt and anxiety and fear, and it's starting to affect your calls and nothing's sort of going your way. Sales is such an energy-driven
Yeah.
career
Yeah.
where your state of mind infiltrates every single thing that you do. Your interactions, your emails, your writing, your everything.
Mhm.
So, if you are in a fearful place and you are coming from, scarcity and anxiety, that shit is
Oh,
contagious,
it is.
man. And the person is gonna like run out of the room.
No,
Like
it'll suck you in all day, man.
So we have to fix that.
Yeah.
Like if you it's not only does it make your job more enjoyable because you're no longer like living, in a hellscape, but you're going to become more effective at your job too. It's going to be more enjoyable for you and for the person on the other end.
No, for
And
sure.
so finding your own joy in sales is sort of like a hack
Yeah.
to be really good at sales.
And this is so I wanna segue into the next thing I wanna ask you about, but just on that is that's, like, not a concept just for sales. Like,
Yeah,
having mental clarity and,
I know.
like,
Revolutionary,
you
right?
know what I mean? Like, you could be a
Yeah.
badminton player and,
Yes.
you know,
Sports,
like,
100%
come
professional
on.
athletes. Yeah, like, I'm reading a book right now called Inner Excellence, and it's all about that, and it's very widely spread within the professional athlete space, and it's all relevant, and, like, the highest levels of performers, whether that be physically or professionally, have a handle on their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, those are some of the people that are meditating the most and doing the most sort of recovery and really protecting their sleep and staying on top of their levels and their nutrition
No,
and
for sure.
their physical health, because how can you operate at that level if you're not pouring into yourself? And that's what we're asking
Even,
of
like, just for
ourselves
your
in a sales career.
family, dude.
Yeah,
Like, just
exactly.
have it, you know what I mean? Prioritizing your clarity moments, taking care of your health and your body so that you can get on your like, I've got 2 little girls, so, like, dude, dad's a monster. I'm crawling around all
Mhm.
over, and, like,
I don't
it goes so far beyond just having a healthy mindset in sales, and you mentioned my segue, which is recovery. That's the next thing I
yeah.
wanna get into.
Oh,
The
the studio?
Mrs. and Mr. Lang have a little project going on. Is it Zyvel Palm Coast? Is that how you pronounce it?
It's Zavel.
Zavel. Okay.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's Zyvel. I work for well, I don't work for, but I own Zevelle, and then I work for Viso, which everyone says Viso, so no
Mm,
one knows how
okay,
to
so
pronounce
just
my
nobody knows what
businesses.
the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, so it's fine.
But dude, I
Um,
saw the construction, you were sharing the updates, your husband was busting his ass
I
off.
know, I should share more about that. I mean, it's fully up and
It's
running,
rolling,
and
yeah?
I'm so proud of him. My husband, Kelly, he quit his W-2. He's full blown,
Let's
all
go.
in,
That's the dream,
like,
everyone
business
listening in. That's
owner
the
on and
dream.
he was in sales too. He sold hardware, like robotics, and
Okay.
I sold software. And he is not like me. I'm like a sales nerd,
Yeah.
like, I love sales. He's like, "I hate this shit," like, he hated sales.
Yeah.
And so he would also look at me and be like, I'm not like you."
Yeah.
Like,
Like the stuff
that's
you're trying
we
to
are not
talk to me at the
he's like,
dinner
"We are
table,
not the same."
this ain't
Yeah. So, he wanted out and we saw this as a way out, and so we started the business, and in February we opened the doors, and we've been growing steadily ever since. We're profitable. We had a huge month last month
so
and
sick. Is he
going
kinda
very well.
like a health nut and fitness nut like
He
you?
is. Yeah, so more so. He was a collegiate gymnast at Stanford. So he's like
Okay.
world-class athlete,
Okay.
and very, very currently still health conscious, and he's so good at recovery. Like, he actually stretches, like, before and after a
Dang.
workout. Who
Dang.
stretches?
Ain't nobody got time
You
for that.
know?
I won't lie, I do a little
He,
bit.
like, warms up his wrists. I'm like, "No one warms up their wrists?"
That's so
But
funny.
anyway, so, yeah, it's a space that we're both very passionate about, and so, yeah, he gets to hang out and all day, run the business, and we have a full
That's
staff, and
awesome.
it's
Dang,
crazy.
man.
It's
Dang. You
crazy.
guys built that. That's so fat, man. Like, gosh, that's the
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah,
And
we
for
do a lot.
everybody listening, essentially what the Palm Coast is, Zavelle, right? I
Uh-huh.
said it right. Zavelle Palm Coast non-medical all-in-one performance and recovery spa. Kind of similar to what Nikki is doing in like the mindset and sales type of angle is
Yeah,
that
but
dude,
physically.
it's just being authentically mindful about how you're taking care and recovering your
Yeah,
body. And I
exactly.
mean, she would school me on the specific kind of nuances of when this comes in best, but I'm sure if you are
Yeah,
stressed or if you are
stress.
feeling back pain, you don't necessarily have to be a gym rat or a professional athlete, but there's a ton of things and benefits by you taking that extra step, even just like hitting a sauna that can really kind of capture, avoidance of illnesses, avoidance of that like achy knee or whatever when you get out of bed. And so if you haven't checked it out, you absolutely have to. They're doing some crazy stuff
Yeah.
over there.
If you're local, because we live in a very small town, but if you're local, let me know, I'll hook you up. But yeah, I mean, it's cryotherapy, sauna, red light therapy, float tank
Yes,
for, like, nervous system reset, deep relaxation, and compression.
that's sick.
And so, yeah, we help athletes, and then we also just help, like, retired people that want to feel better. That's a
I
big
love
part of
that.
our community.
I love
So, it's
that,
been
man.
fun.
Come
Yeah.
on. All right.
A lot of work.
We're doing a big jump. And this what one of the things I really want to talk to you about is, and I'll preface is so I was on Instagram as a businessman before I was on LinkedIn. And I kind of grew a little bit of I was just posting my videos. I didn't realize I could repurpose and go to LinkedIn. And I was always like hesitant when I would meet friends and like get close connections on LinkedIn to be like, dude, is it weird if I found their Instagram account, I'm just gonna shoot
Yeah.
obviously you and I are connected. We connected a while ago,
Yeah.
but now I'm
Yeah.
friends. Like I passed that fear. If I find you on Insta and I know you're in my LinkedIn circuit, like,
Yeah.
boy, I'm connecting with you. Like,
You're crossing that
let's
chasm.
get it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you about is like, to what extent are you multi-threading your socials? Like,
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok a little, but I'm rubbish and people are mean on that platform, but I'm trying. What is like, you talk to me about that world at Nikki Lang.
Yeah, it's a really good question and one I haven't totally figured out yet. So I've tried a few things. My Instagram is back to private and I'm not accepting people that I don't know. And that's mostly because I am very protective of my family.
Yeah,
So like on LinkedIn, I am putting myself out there for the world. I'm putting myself out there to be roasted. I'm putting myself out there to be criticized. That's totally fine. But I never want to I stopped posting any pictures of my family
mhm.
on LinkedIn. And I just want a space that feels more personal because I was much more open, and then I did have some negative experiences with people coming after me
Sure.
and, being really nasty towards me. So I started protecting
Yeah,
my
oh,
inner
no, for
circle a little
sure.
bit more. And so my Instagram is private, but I also just recently deleted it off my phone. Like,
Dang.
Instagram for me right now, like, the internet in general is not feeling like a place that I continuously pour so much of my energy.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is different because people are much because they have their face and their name and their employer
Mhm.
associated, they're a little bit more mindful of what they
Potential
post.
consequence of just
Yeah.
saying what yeah.
But Instagram is, like, the comments section of any not
Yeah.
even to do with me, but just, like, it's so easy to get sucked into the comments and the negativity of it all, and right now, I do not have the bandwidth to just give energy away.
Yeah.
I have to be super protective over my energy because I'm trying to accomplish so much right now. Instagram is an energy suck that has no payback for me.
Yeah.
So, it's out. TikTok, I started trying, but I was getting, like, all the wrong kind of attention, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was getting attention, but not, like,
Yeah.
the kind
Not
of
what I was
attention I
not what I was
wanted.
looking for.
So, I
Exactly.
was like, "This is not my ICP. I'm no longer interested in this," so I shut that down, so
Dang.
I don't have a TikTok. So, I'm really just all in on LinkedIn right now,
Fire.
and I'm super open if people want to communicate with me on there and connect with me on there, but, I'm the rest of social media doesn't feel very
It's
energetically
especially
safe to
to
me
your
right now.
point, like, let's just say the last 2 weeks of whatever the political
Yeah,
landscape of the world,
exactly.
it really is an ugly place, and it's
Yeah, like
so easy for that to just kill your mood and drain your energy. So I applaud that, man, for real.
and, like, maybe I'm missing out on, like, sponsorship opportunities or something from not growing the other channels, but honestly, like, that sponsorships and branded posts isn't what I'm hanging my
Yeah.
bread and butter hat on anyways. They're just kind of like something extra that I'd turn most of them down,
Mhm.
trust me. I'd turn 90% of
Dang.
them down.
Good.
But, so, like, I'm going to create value in other ways rather than branded posts. So my audience really is on LinkedIn for what I'm trying to do.
No, for sure.
Everyone's already there. So I don't really feel the need to be on every single platform.
That makes sense. I have it's a little bit different for me. So here's one thing that I think that I did right when I tried to start showing up on Instagram and on TikTok is I don't have a personal TikTok, but I
Yeah.
do have a personal Instagram, like where it is my family, my high school friends, and
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
knows what that is. So, but I
Okay.
created a new business account. I just call
Yeah.
myself Street Credit. And so, the only content and stuff that I share on that is more ICP centric, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
focused
Yeah.
on this stuff,
I could probably do
because
that.
to your point, yeah, like, I would not want to share sensitive things about my family or even just like, dude, I love my kids. You can I'm sure your phone is murdered with just pictures of your
Yeah.
kids all over. I don't wanna share that with my close friends, but I don't want it to mix with this, like, street credit
Right.
persona, so I created my own
Yeah.
space, and I felt like that was probably the smartest thing I could have done, intentionally or
No,
unintentionally.
it is, and I've started, like, so many handles, like, on Instagram, I have Nikki Talks Tech, that never turned into anything. I have a new one, I haven't, like, officially launched my new brand and company,
Okay.
I'm going to, not right
Well, I
now, but
was
when the
just
time
gonna
is right,
say, do we need drum
but
roll? No,
but
hold
I
off on it.
already own the domain and all the handles.
Okay.
So, when I do that, I'll probably start building those channels. Yeah, of course, it'd be better if I started building them now, but I'm just not going to. But yeah, there would have to be a separation of, like, business and personal.
Yeah. No, for sure. Because I feel you, and, it's like my first comment about TikTok. I didn't like TikTok at all, but I'm trying, and I won't even lie, I've got at least 1 deal from TikTok for my
That's
business
good.
life, and so I'm like, "God,
Yeah, that's good.
man."
That's
But
awesome.
they're mean over there, bro. They're mean. Just like
I mean, right now, because I'm sure you have other things you wanna talk about, so I don't wanna take over, but, like, I'm still juggling the W-2 versus the independent contractor side of things,
yeah,
you know? And right now, like, my W-2 is very, very, very demanding.
yeah.
So my own, like, side business is kind of just at it's on pause right now. I'm not trying to grow it. I
Mhm.
had to, release a bunch of my coaching clients. So I'm figuring out, like, when right now I'm really just focusing on growing my community
Yeah.
and provide value so that when I'm ready to fully launch something, I'll have my support system there. But right now, I'm not really trying to
No, I feel
grow
you.
my side
And
business.
that's so like, look, I am in the minority. My W-2, like my CEO, first of all, I've been with the firm for 10 years, and I know that's bonkers, but he understands, like, I'm a social seller. In fact, I hate direct selling. I think that selling is yucky in general. And so my pocket for growth has been, dude, I do the Dad Good podcast because that's a
Mhm.
community of like 3,500 people. Do release the mutual connection stuff because when you're building this community and this network, like I still post my debt recovery and my financial services stuff.
Mhm.
And I can't tell you how many times I'll get the DM. It's not me hunting, but I'll like, "Yo,
Oh,
Chris,
yeah,
dude,
totally.
you're in debt." Bro, we were just talking about that in our business
Yeah,
office, like, I had no
yeah,
idea. Can we set up a meeting? And it's that to me is why I try and show up on the social selling side because, bro, I'm not a CTA, like, I don't want you to click a link and see a demo, that just feels so yucky, you know?
yeah,
So, and my W-2, my firm, they just wholly support all of these avenues,
yeah,
which I
and
think is
so does
crazy.
mine. No, so does mine, and it's a big reason, honestly, how and why I got the job there.
Yeah,
Like, there's so much value in the community that I have already, grown on LinkedIn that, you can leverage that in so many different ways. And so, yeah, I mean, they love that I'm so social
yeah.
on LinkedIn.
No,
They
for
fully
sure.
support
Can
it,
I
you
was
know?
always curious, and it's gotta be with every new job post, like, you really building a network, when, like, you went to an SKO,
Mhm.
and I just feel like when you walk in that room with other people that know of you, but not know you, is that, like, super awkward? Like, what was that like, dude?
Okay. So so I was at Deal for 5
Right.
months, right? Before Viso, and I went to their SKO, and it was
It
1,200
looked
people. It was
so sick.
huge. It was
So sick.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. Yeah.
Offline.
Okay.
We'll
So
hit it
yeah,
offline.
yeah, yeah. That was the first time that strangers came up to me and they're like, "Oh my god, Nikki Lang from LinkedIn."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hi." Like,
So awkward, dude.
that was crazy. I mean, it was kinda cool.
No,
I
for
kinda
it's
liked
super
it, I'm
cool.
not gonna lie. But that was the first time that that happened, where it was, like, overtly they said it to my face. The rest of the time, it very much feels like whispers.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh my god, is that
Dang.
is that Nikki from LinkedIn?" And then you kind of feel like you're a fish in a fishbowl a little bit
Yeah.
because people are, like, looking at you and observing you and watching you, but they're not coming up and talking to you.
Dang.
And, like, that feels very uncomfortable at times because I'm sure that so many people have opinions about me that honestly are none of my business,
Right.
and I don't need to know about them, and if I am misunderstood, that's totally fine, and so at a certain point, if you are going to continue to be known online in any capacity, you have to just be okay with people not liking you, not understanding you, taking you the wrong way, taking you out of context. I think I'm very easy to take out of context if you
Yeah.
don't know
Well,
me.
that's why you put the signature line so that you know which Nick we're talking to right now,
Yeah,
okay?
which
Yeah.
one? Yeah, is this serious, Nick,
Which
or
one
is
are we
this like,
talking about?
please
Yeah.
don't take me seriously right now, you know? So that was a little
I
awkward.
bet.
Now with Viso, it's such a small company that, there's only a few people that could have had some sort of preconceived notion about me. They didn't tell me,
Mhm.
but it was made very clear when I joined the organization that my presence on LinkedIn is a value add to the entire company.
Love that.
Right? And so, like, they can leverage my network.
Yeah.
I can help boost posts for them by leveraging my network. So, like, however you might feel about LinkedIn, it is valuable to a
It
company
is
for your employees to be visible on LinkedIn. So,
tenfold.
like If
tenfold,
you don't
man.
like it, that's totally fine. You don't have to be the one. I'll be the one.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
sacrifice.
don't twist my arm.
I'll be the one. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I know people feel some type of way, and I'm fine with that,
Yeah.
you know?
That's cool, man. I just had to ask. I didn't even have that part written down, but I had remembered seeing some of those posts and I was just thinking like, gosh, you just entered in first of all, you were in a different country. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
we
were
were in
just
Spain.
inundated. It just felt like, God, I don't know how I
No,
would feel.
that one felt very fishbowl-y,
Yeah.
which made me it made me a little bit uncomfortable because I also stand out physically because 'cause I'm so tall, so,
Yeah.
like, you can see me and I'm usually wearing, like, flower pants or, like, something ridiculous, you know? And so, like, you're like, "Oh my god, there's that
That's
girl,"
so
you
funny.
know?
I would put money down that the majority of the whispers were really friendly things that they were saying to each
I
other,
would love
but
to
I
think
mean,
that,
it's all
yeah.
a part of the mystery, man.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah. All right. What else do I got here? I got a lot here, but I want to respect the integrity of your time. So I'm going to be picky about things that I learned
Okay.
about you. I would have never guessed this, but Nikki Lang, do you freaking speak Spanish? When
Yes,
did
I'm
are
Colombian.
you okay?
I'm half
So that was
Yeah,
going to be
I'm
the
half
second.
Latina.
Okay. So are you,
Yeah. So my mom sí, yo hablo español.
all right.
My mom was born and raised in Colombia, so I'm half Colombian. I have my Colombian citizenship.
Oh,
I've been there
dang.
many times, but I also lived in Costa Rica for 2 years after I graduated college.
No way.
So, yes, I wanted to enter the Peace Corps after college, but the application process takes like a year. I did not know that at the time,
Dang.
so I was late. So, I found an opportunity to go teach English to kids in the rainforest of Costa Rica. I literally lived in the middle of the rainforest.
Bro.
There was no road, there was no cars, there was no internet, there was no phone. You had to hike into the jungle for
Dang.
3 hours. I lived with a family, a
Yeah.
host family, and the mom and dad had 18 children.
Well,
This
what
is all
the
true.
heck? I didn't
I
find
know,
that on your LinkedIn
it's
timeline.
crazy, it's crazy. So, I lived with the mom and dad and some of their kids, but their kids were, like, aged 40 to 16, there's, like, a spread when you
Okay.
have that
Hey,
many of them.
honestly, good for
So,
them,
I was
bro.
I was basically teaching their grandchildren English in the middle of the rainforest for a year, and then I lived on my own and just traveled around Costa Rica for the 2nd year, and then I was supposed to go to Morocco for the Peace Corps. I finally got accepted and got stationed in Morocco, but then I was like, "I should probably go back to the real world and start making some money."
Yeah.
So, I came back and I got my first sales job.
Okay. Nick, the
Yeah,
Spanish speaker.
selling gym memberships
Let's
in
go.
Miami.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I started selling keychains in my brother's engraving warehouse. So I mean, that we all
I love
humble beginnings, if you will.
I love
Okay.
it. I love it.
What else do
Yeah,
I
but
got
I
that
do.
surprised me about you? Nick, the freaking certified scuba diver?
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
heck is that
So this
about?
is
What?
this is another funny story. So my parents, my mom being from Colombia, she's warm-blooded. We used to go on family ski trips, and my mom hates being cold. So she's like, forget this. We're not skiing anymore. We're going to become a scuba diving family. But I was only 11 at the time, and you have to be 12 to legally get certified. So my parents lied
Get
about my
it.
age and got me scuba certified when I was 11 years old. So on my Patty certificate, it says I was born in 85. I was born in 86.
Dang.
I hope no one can get in trouble for
Yeah.
this now.
I mean,
So I've been scuba diving since I was 11 years old, all over
is that
all over
something
the
you do
place.
with your family now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I haven't gotten it's a lot harder now that I have kids
Yeah.
because they're not
I bet.
certified. They will, as soon as they're old enough, they will get
Yeah.
certified.
Like the appropriate age old enough or
But it's gone down. Now it's 10.
oh, okay. There
You
you
can get
go.
certified at 10. So I told my son, I'm like, "Only 3 more years, man, and you can get certified."
Let's go.
So but yeah, we love doing dive trips when we can,
That's
it's
so
harder
fun.
now, but
That's so fun.
yeah.
Dude, I'm learning so much about you. We're having a great
Yeah,
time. Come on.
that's so fun. I know. What else did you find out?
All right. Let me see. Okay. The one thing, and this is more, I think that more people know about this, and then we could probably kill it here because I do want to respect your time. You posted a while ago a before and after picture of what I
Mm,
can only refer to as like one of the most unbelievable transformations that I've seen when somebody does get their mindset correct and like
yeah.
discipline and you have a target and goal. And so we don't need to go super deep into the weeds, but I think that just seeing that was like, dude, that's why she's a killer. Like that's what because she has
Yeah.
it together up here. What was that like,
Yeah.
dude?
That's a really big part of my story because I grew up overweight. So by the time I was 17 years old, I was 240 pounds
Wow.
and I'm 140
Yeah. So
pounds
no,
now.
bro, you're lights out. You're
So
disciplined,
that's
like
a
you did it.
100-pound difference at this point. So and it's hard to imagine if you just like, people that just meet me now, it's hard for them to even
It
imagine,
was
and so I
hard
did
when I
post that.
saw that picture. I didn't even
Yeah,
know that was I thought it
yeah,
was
a
super
lot of
brave for you to post that in the first place. Like, shoot,
yeah.
you had us all fooled up until this point.
Yeah, yeah, you just thought this was who I am now. So, some people asked me, they're like, "Is that real? Is that really you?" Like, they didn't even believe that it was really me, and yeah, that was me, and it was a really big part of my story growing up was, like, this story of, I have issues with food. Food is my issue. I have issues with food, and I told this story over and over and over again. And one day, I just decided I don't want that to be my story anymore. And how can I expect the story to change while I continue to tell everyone that I have issues with food? Right. So, like, and it was a very long journey. I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 80 pounds and then I gained 60 pounds on my first pregnancy. And then I lost 70 pounds and then I gained 60 pounds on my
Dang,
second
bro.
pregnancy. And then I lost like another 80 pounds. So it was a lifetime journey.
Mhm.
But when it really changed was when I stopped identifying as that version of me.
Right.
Because as long as I identified as that version of me, I would stay there. And so now, the reason why it wasn't brave for me to post that, Chris, is because I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't feel like I'm being vulnerable by putting this piece of me out there.
Yeah.
I can look at her and feel nothing but love and gratitude.
Dang,
Like,
man.
that girl is such a fucking
Yeah.
badass because she came from there and, like, when you know how easy it would have been for her to give up
Yeah.
and just be like, "This is it?" Like, she never stopped fighting, and it's because of that version of me that I get to be this version of me today. So I look at that girl with so much love and respect and
Fire.
gratitude and admiration because she's the one that got me here. So I think it's so, sad and disrespectful when we look back at a version of ourselves and we're ashamed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's the girl that got you here. Put some respect on her name.
You just dropping straight heat right now. Come on, dude. I love that,
So, yeah,
man. I love that.
that's
And
me.
like I said, I think that that journey makes up a lot of like why you're such a badass today, man. Like your discipline, your ability to believe in yourself, your understanding that, yeah, it is going to be a roller coaster of up and downs. And then we're not just talking about weight, we're talking about working. We're talking about literally your
All of it.
relationship with your spouse. Like, dude, the
Everything.
whole world is a
Yeah,
roller coaster.
yeah,
And so I think that that was a beautiful thing for you to share with everybody because, you know, it just makes you feel like I'm not alone, and
yeah,
it's a
and
cool example, dude.
that's the whole message. That's the whole story, and I just want people to, you know, look at me and my journey and my story and where I've come from and where I've gotten to and just think that, like, she's just a human just
Yeah.
like me. We are all the same.
No, for
Like,
sure.
we are all the same.
Gosh, I love that too. Come on. Come on. Nikki
That's it.
Lang, I know
This is so much
you
fun.
got a busy day ahead of you. I got one as well. Bro, thank you
I'm
so
so
much
appreciative.
for honestly, not even just this, but for everything. From the first time I skipped into your DMs and just asked for advice. And, you really were the first person to root for me. I've not been on the platform. I started in January, and you really
Of this year?
of this year, yeah.
Wow.
Like, you just motivated the pants off me and gave me the license
Amazing.
to be myself and be silly and,
Yes. Yes.
girl, I got so much love for you, Nikki, and I love showing up for you. Thank
Oh
you
my
so
gosh.
much.
Chris, thank you so much. Thank you for giving people like me, women like me, and Lindsay the platform to talk and have space and be valued and,
Women's
you know
bro, I was a women's college soccer coach. Women are killers. This whole nonsense, like, I get it, there's a social norm, but, like, Bro, I'm on team women all day.
And well,
Like,
we love you for
come
that,
on,
and we
bro.
need more.
Yeah.
We need more of you, so
So,
thank you so much.
Nikki Lang, one last question. Are you gotta be in your closet, right? Are you in your closet?
I am in my
Okay, for
closet, yeah.
sure. Good.
I'm in the
No
closet. Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
True to
Yeah,
true
yeah.
to norm.
I did a whole closet video
I
tour, you
remember.
know?
I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
So good. Well, then I got you in your most comfortable space, and so I
Yeah,
appreciate
good,
that.
yes. Yeah.
Nikki Lang, dude, have a hell of a day. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for hanging out with me, girl.
Mwah.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
See you.
Bye.